They carried paintbrushes instead of rifles, but their art fooled Hitler's army and saved thousands of American lives. Europe, 1944. The war had entered its bloodiest phase. Allied forces had stormed Normandy, but the fight against Hitler's army was far from over. In the shadows of battlefields, a secret U.S. Army unit was quietly preparing for a mission so strange, so unbelievable, that it remained hidden for more than 50 years. Their mission wasn't to fight, it was to deceive. They were called the Ghost Army. In January 1944, the U.S. Army formed an extraordinary unit known officially as the 23rd Headquarters Special Troops. But unlike any other unit in military history, these men were not career soldiers. They were artists, sound engineers, set designers, and painters recruited from some of America's top art schools, like Yale Pratt Institute and Cooper Union. Among them were fashion designers, photographers, even Broadway set builders. Their job? To create the illusion of an entire army where none existed. The Ghost Army had no tanks, no artillery, and no combat troops. Instead, they carried inflatable rubber tanks, fake jeeps, canvas airplanes, and giant speakers mounted on trucks. Their most powerful weapon? Sound. They recorded real battlefield noises, tanks moving, soldiers shouting, artillery fire, and played them at full volume through huge speakers, up to 15 miles away. Combined with fake radio transmissions and dummy camps built overnight, these illusions made it appear as if a 30,000-man division was camped nearby, when in truth it was fewer than 1,000 artists. Every move was a performance, every battle a stage. The Ghost Army carried out more than 20 deception missions between 1944 and 1945, across France, Belgium, Luxembourg, and Germany. One of their first major operations was Operation Brest. As American troops attacked the heavily fortified port city, the Ghost Army set up fake camps nearby, complete with rubber tanks and trucks. German scouts spotted them from the air and believed a massive American reinforcement was on its way. It wasn't. It was all smoke and mirrors. The deception forced German forces to spread their defenses thin, saving countless Allied lives. But their most daring act came in March 1945, during the push to cross the Rhine River, the last major natural barrier before entering Nazi Germany. To help General Patton's real forces make the crossing, the Ghost Army staged a full-scale fake invasion 10 miles south of the real location. They built a fake bridge, moved hundreds of inflatable tanks, and blasted recordings of engines and artillery through the night. German spies and reconnaissance planes completely fell for it. Enemy forces diverted their troops, leaving the real crossing point almost undefended. In that single deception, the Ghost Army saved thousands of American lives and accelerated the Allied advance into Germany. But the job wasn't easy. Each operation meant living dangerously close to the front lines, often just a few miles from German artillery. If captured, they would be executed immediately as spies. Their mission was top secret. They couldn't tell anyone what they were really doing, not even their own families. One soldier, Bill Blass, who later became a world-famous fashion designer, once said, "It was like being in a traveling circus, except this circus could get shot at any moment." They slept in tents, created fake patrols, even drove in circles to simulate troop movements. Everything and every sound, every prop had to be perfect, because one mistake could expose the entire illusion. When the war ended in 1945, the Ghost Army's role was erased from official records. Their work remained classified for over 50 years. Most of its 100 members went home quietly, never speaking of their strange missions. It wasn't until the 1990s that historians uncovered the truth, and the world finally learned how this group of artists, designers, and dreamers had outwitted the Nazi war machine. In 2022, surviving members were awarded the U.S. Congressional Gold Medal, one of the highest civilian honors in America. It took nearly 80 years for the world to finally say thank you. The Ghost Army never fired a shot in anger. Yet their imagination, courage, and deception changed the course of history. They proved that even in the darkest times, art and creativity can save lives. Their legacy reminds us that the human mind, when driven by purpose, can be the most powerful weapon of all.